In this video, we'll compare Amazon's Generate Listing Content and Zonguro's Listing Optimizer, two AI-driven tools that help to create Amazon product listings with ease. We will showcase both of these tools in action and compare the final results so you can decide which is more convenient or more you can trust to use in creating your Amazon listings. In case you decide to try Zonguro's tool, you will find the link and a special offer below in the description.
Hello, Adam. Happy to have you back on Orange Click channel to give us a very interesting comparison today, because you're going to compare Zonguro's Listing Optimizer tool versus Amazon AI, which is something sellers have been kind of discovering a little bit and have been talking about, but whether it's good or bad, we're going to find out from today's video. But as always, before we start with the interview itself, would you first introduce yourself and also give us a brief overview of how Zonguro helps Amazon sellers?
Absolutely. Well, firstly, thanks for having me on the set. It is great to be back. Super excited to jump into it today because Amazon did release this tool last year, but we'll talk about that in just a moment. In terms of sort of who I am, my name's obviously Adam. I'm the head of customer success at Zonguro. So it's my job to help Amazon sellers improve their businesses, improve their processes, make their lives easier so that they can grow those Amazon businesses. You know, we all have a very similar goal of achieving that financial freedom. So the more that I can do that, the better things will go. So that's why we're jumping into it today. Zonguro has a whole host of tools, 17 different software tools to help those sellers scale their businesses. But today we'll be focusing on the listing optimization side of things.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, as we all know, Amazon has been releasing a lot of tools and features over the past 2 years, Amazon AI being one of those. So let's jump straight into it. I know you're going to open up probably Zonguro's Listing Optimizer tool, and then you can compare these two. So we're interested to see, what are kind of your insights and your takeaways.
Absolutely. Well, we'll jump right in. I've set this one up already, just because there's a lot of clicking around to get into this section, and obviously sensitive info in the Seller Central account. But what we're looking at here, everyone, is the Amazon Seller Central Create a Product page. So this is when you're creating a listing from scratch. The product is not currently sold on Amazon, so you need to create everything: title, description, bullet points, images, all those things, as well as the listing price and that side of things. This is the very first stage, and the new section that Amazon has released, it was sort of mid to end of last year, they released this Generate Listing Content section. So when it first came out, not many sellers had access to it. It looks like 99% of sellers can now use this one. So let's get in and see what it looks like. It's quite simple to use, and it's quite simple because there's not a lot of depth to how it works. So essentially what we're looking at here is we have this section here. What this one is you have up to 100 words to describe your product. You can then upload an image of your product as well. Click Generate Content, and the idea is Amazon will generate your title, description, your bullet points based on what you put in that section there. So what we're going to do is use an example of exercise bands. So I've put in heavy duty exercise bands for women to work out at home. The more specific you are here, the better, the more specific within that 100 word limit, the better the output's going to be. The less you put in here, there's not much for the AI to go off. So we do that. And then I've just uploaded a stock image of some exercise bands here just to see how Amazon will handle that one. Now you can see there's not much input, so very quickly you can do it. I hit Generate Content, and the Amazon AI system thinks about it for a little bit. And then this is the initial information that it puts out. So we can see resistance band set, 2 pieces, heavy duty exercise bands for home workouts, and Verve. Now for those who couldn't see on that image, Verve was just a brand. So the item name is the title. So this is Amazon's recommended title. Straight away, using my seller eyes, I'm sure you guys watching have noticed as well, this is pretty bad. It's very low character count. It needs a lot more in there. There's barely any keywords at all. It's just really not up to scratch. You can, or it says you can regenerate using this button here. But what I find is it tends to just sort of move the words that are already in there around. It doesn't seem to bring in any extras or add really too much value. We got the keyword training in there. but that was about it. The other thing it does is just put in the item type keywords, that information, not super important for now, so we won't worry about that. So at first glance, the title, not so. If we head into the description here, this is where things get a lot better for the Amazon AI. So the product description looks pretty solid. It talks about the brand name that it's picked up from the image. It talks about the right features and things that you would expect for an exercise brand product. And the bullet points are really good as well. They're a little bit on the short side. You'd probably want to pack these out a little bit more, a few more keywords, a few more benefits in here. But for the most part, they're pretty solid. Now, if you don't like any of these, you can regenerate. But again, it kind of just puts the same keywords in different combinations. It doesn't really give you a different vibe or a different feel. The main limitation we're seeing with the Amazon AI generator, though, and to its credit, it is in early access, so we may see these features in future, is that you have no control over what keywords are going in here. So Amazon doesn't tell you which keywords are in here, where they're pulling those keywords from. You don't know if they're relevant for your products. You don't know if they have any search volume, if they have a conversion rate or are generating any keyword revenue. So you're really just looking at this and saying, oh, it looks good, and then uploading it to your listing. So it's not backed by data. It's very, very difficult to tell whether your listing's improving or not. There's no scores. There's just not really anything behind it. It's very surface level. So a lot of new sellers in particular are falling into the trap of seeing this and going, oh, awesome, Amazon are doing it for me, without realizing the context and understanding of what's going on behind the scenes to make sure that their listing is as optimized as possible. So that's the Amazon AI side of things. What we'll do now is jump into the ZonGuru and we'll check out the main differences there. Because in essence, the concept of what's going on is very, very similar, but the reality of how this plays out is actually quite different. So if we move to ZonGuru here, this is an example, again, I've set up earlier. We'll stick with exercise bands so we can compare apples to apples. With this one, what we want to do is make sure we've done our keyword research first, and that's in Keywords on Fire. Now, there is another Orange Click video going through Keywords on Fire, so go check that one out to see how to do that one. But once you have, come back, import those keywords in here. On the right-hand side, we have our listing optimizer tool. So we have a blank draft. This is the one I'm going to be working on today. We have 3 competitors that we've brought in. This one, and this one. Now, the big difference already with the ZonGuru tool compared to the Amazon tool is we have this optimization score. And the optimization score is a proprietary ZonGuru metric. So I can't go into the details of what makes up all of it, but essentially huge amounts of data. So things like search volume, demand, relevancy, keyword revenue, conversion rates, all these things that make up a good or bad keyword will go into that optimization score. And then that will give you a direct comparison to how you were going with your competitors. So for example, if this was my listing at 42,000, I could look at this person, they're beating me in optimization score, and this person's even higher. So what I would want to do is change things in my listing, add more keywords, move things around until my score is higher than my competition. So I've got about 12,000 to go until I can beat that top competitor and make sure I'm perfectly placed to capture as many sales as possible. Now onto the AI side of things. Remember with Amazon, all we did was we had a 100-word section and it created it all from there. With ZonGuru, there's a lot more fine tuning and a lot more detail that you can put into the AI generation. So if we click AI generate here and we open up the settings, let's go brand name. We'll stick with what we were working with. So we'll go Verve, product description. We'll keep this the same as Amazon. So we can, again, can compare apples to apples. For those of you who are using this, you'll obviously know your products much better than I will. So you can put a better product description here. And again, the better your description, the better the output will be because you're prompting that AI to do the right thing. Negative keywords is any keywords you want Amazon, the AI generator to stay away from. So maybe competitor names or restricted keywords, things like that. Most importantly though, down the bottom is the tone. With the tone, you'll see different options here. So if you're selling an Asher Zone, you might want to be professional, whereas selling a kid's toy, you might want to be friendly, witty, funny, something like this. This will really change the tone of the copy. So have a play around, and you can regenerate as many times as you like as well. But this just goes to show how much control you have over the AI and how you can prompt it the way that you want the listing to turn out. So from here, I click generate, and then you can see we get title, bullet points, description, just like the Amazon system does. But we also get back-end search terms as well. So these might be misspellings or keywords in a different language that's still big in the marketplace. For example, in the US, it could be Spanish or Mexican keywords. Sometimes they have a lot of search volume, so you need to get those in there, and the AI will put that in the back-end search terms. So now that it's generated all of that, we can see we have title, we have the bullet points, description down here, as well as those back-end search terms right at the bottom. In terms of the quality of the actual copy here, we can see it's almost on par, or probably slightly above, but pretty close to what the Amazon AI output. So that's, 50-50. The big difference now, though, is we immediately see what our optimization score is, and we know that this optimization score is accurate because we've imported these keywords ourselves. So we can see the search volume of these keywords, the ZonGuru score, we can see the conversion rates, the keyword dollars, those sorts of things, all in Keywords on Fire. So all the keywords we bring in, we know they're going to have an impact. We're not just guessing like we would be with that Amazon AI generator. We can see our score is at 41,000, and our competition is still quite a bit higher. So this has got us about 80% of the way there. With the Amazon AI generator, the only options you have here is just to click regenerate. That is just hoping for the best. Whereas with the ZonGuru one, we can actually control what we're changing. So we can see this bullet only has 261 characters. I might want to bump that up a bit. So I click this section here, and I could say, write this bullet point using more than 350 characters. Tell a joke at the end. So if I hit generate now, it's going to do its best to do that. Now, you may not obviously want to put a joke in your bullet points, but I use that as an example because what happens is it really gives you an idea of how you can prompt the AI, what you can prompt the AI with. So you can see we've gone over the character count. So next time I might say between 300 and 700. And then down at the bottom, it's put that joke in for us. It's like playing tug of war with yourself. You get stronger either way, but it's more fun if you win. There you go. So it's a terrible joke. It's a classic dad joke, but at the same time, that's the benefit of the ZonGuru Listing Optimizer. You can prompt, you can re-prompt as many times as you like. There's no limits to it. And you can really fine tune that score. So you can see we've gone up by 2,000 there. Then I may want to do the same thing with the title, boost that character count right up to the maximum to take advantage of that keyword juice as well, and continue optimizing until we get to that 54,000. Now, that's the big difference. So there are a couple of other things you can look at. With the Amazon AI generation, this is all you get. There's no other information. With ZonGuru, I can't go through it all today because there's not enough time, but you can check out the listing strength. You can dig right into the optimization score. You can do the same thing with your competition, so you know exactly where their strengths and weaknesses are as well. And when you're ready, simply hit publish on Amazon. No copy and pasting back and forth. It'll go straight to your listing. So at this point in time, of course, I'm biased. I'm with ZonGuru, but the ZonGuru Listing Optimizer is significantly better in terms of the outcomes, the understanding of how your business is operating and how optimized your listings are. Hopefully, the Amazon AI generation, once it leaves early access, will have more features, more data in there. But for now, I would probably recommend staying away from it because it just doesn't have that backing behind it. And it doesn't have the fine tuning that, a seller needs to reach the $1 million sales or tens of millions of dollars. It's a very, very basic system so far. And the ZonGuru system has a lot more features to help you out and help your understanding along the way.
All right, Adam, thank you so much for the comparison. I think, it's quite clear for the sellers that, everybody is talking about you have to make data-based decisions. So if the Amazon AI tool isn't currently giving Amazon sellers any data based on what they craft these product listings together, then it's quite obvious that ZonGuru's tool is definitely a better option to go with. So I wanted to ask, so you have been also around in Amazon space for a while. And I remember once these AI tools started to come out and, different third-party tools like SongGuru started integrating those, then one of the discussions sellers were having was like, well, maybe now if, everyone can use AI and it's so accessible, the competition will increase a lot and it's going to get like the marketplace is going to get a lot more new sellers because it's so easy to do a product listing now. In reality, what do you think? How it really is? Is it really like this that now the competition is like, very high? Or is it actually that, in the end of the day, sellers who know what they're doing are using these tools in the correct way. And if you don't know what you're doing, then you're not actually leveraging these tools as maybe you actually could.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you've hit the nail on the head. It's certainly what it does is it levels the playing field for, I suppose, beginner or medium sellers. The big difference comes from those who are willing to understand AI and understand how to prompt it, because maybe, I don't know how far in the future, maybe it will be one press of a button and everything will be completely done. It may not even be a press of a button. We may think it and it happens. But for now, those that understand the system and understand how to work the system are going to win. For example, when we did that ZonGuru example there, we had a good score, but we didn't have the best score. So what it does is it turns yourself as a seller or your team from content creators starting from scratch to content editors. So you can start 80, 90% of the way, and then it's that final 10% of your expertise and knowledge to tweak it and really get the most juice out of it. That's where the money will be won, and that's where those big sellers will win.
Okay. And of course, years ago, we had, before AI and any of those tools that actually help to craft like a readable listing, we, a lot of sellers struggled with having very SEO focused product listings. Like it was basically like stuff with keywords, like all of the different fields. And of course, they needed to use the help of professional copywriters. And there are many services who focus especially for writing copy for Amazon sellers. But now after AI tools are available and features, how do you feel personally? Like, are copywriters still used by the Amazon sellers, or is the AI doing enough good work for most of the sellers that they actually, for example, just use the SongGuru's listing optimizer tool and actually they get out of a very good listing, they can, as you said, straight away upload to Amazon?
Yeah, no, I think it's a fair point, because if copywriting is the only thing that, say a freelancer offered, that has been taken away by the AI, because the AI is writing beautifully crafted listings in the blink of an eye. I think the big difference though is it's moved it, like I said, from content creation to content editing, and all that time can now be focused on the keyword research side of things. So rather than spending all your time just trying to think up a sentence why your product's really good, you can focus on the keywords that are going to show your product to more people, and then put that in the AI and it creates the sentence for you. So those who can focus on the keyword side of things and find those good keywords are the ones that are going to take advantage of the AI.
Okay, very good. And that's the last question I wanted to ask. Obviously, the process of researching keywords and putting together the product listing has become more efficient and much faster than it was. Do you personally can point out any process or feature you're missing or sellers are missing that, there isn't out that maybe you can't tell us because maybe SongGuru is already preparing to launch something new in the future, but, is there something you can just like think about when it comes to keywords or product listing copywriting that is kind of missing right now?
In terms of tools, I would love to see a click of a button and then you get a keyword list. That's certainly lacking. I think the reasons it's lacking is because there's not a one size fits all approach. With the English language, you can get the AI to write a really beautifully crafted copy. And regardless of the product or the niche, it will do a very good job. But the way that Amazon is structured and the amount of keywords that are in there, it really takes that human or the seller understanding and nuance of the niche or the marketplace to find the keywords that are going to work. There's so many products that can be found using multiple different keywords where the keywords are completely different in Australia compared to the US. In Australia, if you type in a thong, it's footwear. In the US, it certainly is not. So These are things that I think in the future, there will be tools and things that will understand that. But for now, that's where the sellers are getting the advantage and where the time is being spent.
Okay, well, if SunGuru or any, there are some developments, we're going to definitely record a video. And who knows, maybe it's sooner than we are actually thinking then, yeah. Well, Adam, to wrap up with today's video, can you give us an overview once more? What are kind of the main tools SunGuru offers for sellers, and why do you think it's a good idea for a seller to use your suite of tools? And also, what's the best way to learn more?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said at the start, we have 17 tools in total. So everything from product research, if you're a first-time seller trying to find a product, then we have tools to help you list that product, the keyword research side of things. And then once you're up and running, we've got all the business metrics and keyword tracking, email automator, review automator, those sorts of things. So it's kind of a one-stop shop from start to finish. The main ones, though, particularly at the moment in the current Amazon environment, the big tools that every seller needs, whether it's SunGuru or not, they need a keyword research tool and a listing optimizer tool. They're the big, you absolutely have to have them. If you don't have them, you are just going to get left behind. So Keywords on Fire and Listing Optimizer. If the sellers or researchers want to learn more, reach out to support@sunguru.com. We're more than happy to help you guys out.
Okay, well, thank you so much. And also, if you want to see more videos about Listing Optimizer tool or the Keywords on Fire tool Adam mentioned a couple of times in this video, then definitely have a look at the Orange Click YouTube channel as well, because we have previously recorded some videos and will record videos in the near future as well. So thanks again, Adam. Wish you good luck and hope to see you again.
Awesome. Thanks, Lisette.
I do hope you liked this video and it will help you to understand how you can create your product listings easier using AI tools. If you want to try AI tool for building the listing created by SunGuru, you have a special offer and a link in the video description, so check these out. If you have additional questions about these tools, you can leave your comment below in the comment section. And if you enjoy the videos we create, don't forget to click like and subscribe below this video. And now I recommend you to watch more videos about SunGuru. In this playlist, you'll find different videos on different topics, how to solve different problems in your Amazon business.